Alright, so to start with the main intro, we need to know that we need to tune the guitar one step down, alright? So it's D tuning, it's not standard tuning, remember that. If not, it's not going to sound just like the song, because you're going to be in a different tuning. So what we need to do first, we need to strike the open A string, the open G string in this case, then second fret of the C string, and second fret of the F, okay? Just one time. And then we're going to strike three times, doing a palm muting. We're going to do that. Then we're going to do an A sharp type chord. It's first 3 and 3. We strike one time, then strike one more time, and go back to an A. Let's go one more time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that. So it's slide to the 7th position on the C string. It's going to be on the D string. 7, 6, 5, and then on the 3rd position, we're going to go to the 3rd fret, hammer on to the 5th, then pull off back to 3, and we repeat the same movement several times. Now the second round we're going to do the same thing. But we're going to change the ending. We're going to go 7, 6, 5, and then we're going to finish it like that. 3 on the C string, and then 5 on the F, on the 3rd one and on the 4th. Now to start with the main riff of the song, we're going to do the following. We're going to do that, and there's a different variation that we can do with this section, but it's pretty much the same. We're going to go to an A, it's open D string, then 2nd fret on the G, and 2nd fret on the C. We just strike one time, we do a dead note, and then strike twice. Okay? Then what we're going to do, we're going to do that. It's 5 on the G string, pull off to the open G string, then 1st fret on the G string, and then open string, and then 3, and pull off to the open string. And we repeat the same movement 3 times, and then the 4th time we're going to do something different. We're going to do that. It's 5, then pull off to the open G string. We strike 5 again, and we strike 5, 5 one more time, and we do a vibrato. And we start with the same riff again. And we do a new round of this section. But the 4th time we play it, we do something different. What we're going to do is we're going to do that. It's basically the same idea. It's 5, pull off to the open string, 5 and 5 again. We do a vibrato, and then we strike again, pull off again to the open G string, 5 again on the 5th, and the last time we strike it, we do a bend and a release. And then the main burst comes in. Okay, so after the intro, after we do the same thing that we did at the beginning. And then we start with the main burst. With the main burst, we're going to do something different. We're going to do gonna do that. So the first time when we start with the main verse, the first time we play this section, we're gonna do it in a different way, and then we're gonna just repeat the same thing. Now, when we start, we're gonna go to an E power chord. Remember, it's we are one step down, so it's not really E. We're gonna strike one time, and then we're gonna strike twice. Okay, doing palm muting. Then we're gonna go to a D chord. Okay, it's open is going to be a C, open C string, then second fret of the F, and third on the A. We strike one time, and then we strike twice on the E chord, okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to change. We're going to do something different. We're going to strike 4 times doing palm muting the E chord. Okay? And then we strike 2 times more, okay? And when we do that, we change the position and we go to an A sharp and then go back to an E chord. Then 4 times, twice, and we just repeat the same movement again. It's always the same notes. And then the chorus comes in. All right, so with the chorus, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do 2 rounds of the same thing. But to start, we're gonna go to an E chord, E power chord. All right, so we're gonna strike twice. Then we're gonna go to an F, or you can use only the 5th and the 4th string on the 3rd position. You just can play that without the 6th string. After we do that, we play an open string on the D, on the G, and on the C. Okay, then F again, and we go to an E chord again. We repeat the same thing. After we do that, we strike 1 time on the E chord, okay, and then strike 4 times. We're going to do that. All right. Then F chord again, open strings, F again, and then we go to an A. It's 5, 7, and 7. Let's go everything again. Then again 5, 7, and 7. Just strike 1 time doing palm muting. Then we're going to strike 4 times. And then we're going to go to 6, 8, and 8. It's A sharp. 1 time, then go back to G power chord. It's going to be 3, 5, and 5. Then again to A, and back to G. Let's go one more time. One more time. And then we do the same thing again on the G position, on the G power chord. We strike 4 times, and then we do that. We go to a C and strike 4 times. Because that's the movement. And then open strings, 6th and 5th and 4th, open strings, then F chord, and then we strike on E chord. Let's go one more time in slow tempo. That's the movement. And we start again. And now the second round we're gonna end in a different way. After we do open strings and F, and then when we go to an E chord, we start doing the main riff. Alright, so after the first chorus, we're gonna do pretty much the same thing we did with the intro, with the main verse, with the first one at the beginning of the first verse. After we do, and we repeat the same movement 3 times. And we do that, the same thing we did before. Then we do one more round of this. Okay? And then one round of the other one. And to start with the second verse, we just cover the strings and we do a that no. And we start with the second verse. It's actually the notes on the second verse are the same we use on the first one. It's the same thing. Okay, so on the bridge, with the bridge, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna do that. So now to start, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna play the open D string, then 3rd fret on the D string, and then we're gonna play the open G string, which is the 5th. We do a hammer on to the 1st position and a pull off back to the open G string. Then 3rd position, 3rd fret on the 6th on the D string, and we do an A chord, open G string, and 2nd fret on the C. Alright? After we do that, we do a slide to the 7th position of the C string, then 6, 5, and 2nd fret. Then we do the same thing, slide to 7, 6, 5, and 3. Same movement, slide, 7, 6, 5, 2. And the last time we do slide to 7, 6, 5, 3, and as soon as we strike on the 3rd one, we do a slide to the 5th position on the B string, which is on the A string this time. And we do the same thing, slide to the 5th, 4, 3, and then 2nd fret of the 3rd string, then again 5, 4, 3, and then 3rd fret of the F string, or the 3rd one. And then what we're gonna do is we do that. So it's 2nd fret of the C string, everything is on the 4th string. It's 2nd, then 3rd, then 5th, 3rd fret again, 5th, and 3rd again, and we end it on the 2nd fret of the F string, which is the 3rd. And then to end the section, we do that. So it's 2nd, then 3 of the 4th, 5, 3, 5, and this time we are not going to go back to the 3rd position. We go back to the 2nd, and we end it on the 3rd position of the 4th string, which is the C string. Let's go one more time, the whole section, and then we go to the with the solo. Okay, so with the solo we're going to do the following. We're going to do something like that. So we're going to do a slide, okay, to the 14 on the 4th, 13 on the F, and then 12 on the 2nd string. Then what we're going to do, we're going to do that. On the 4th one, we're going to go 12, hammer on to 14, or you just can play 12 and 14. And then we're gonna do a bar on the second string and on the third string. And we're gonna strike both at the same time, twice. And then we're gonna strike one more time, and we're gonna do a bend, and we're gonna go to 14 on the fourth string. Then we're gonna strike again 12 on the third and on the second string. Okay, one time, then 14 on the fourth on the D string, then 12, and then 14 on the fifth. And then we're gonna go to 12 on the fourth, hammer on to 14, and then pull off back to 12. The next section, we're gonna do that on the fifth, on the 14. We're just gonna start there. 14 on the fifth, then 12 on the fourth, 14 on the fourth, then 12 on the third, then 14, 12 on the fourth, and then 14 on the fifth. And to finish that part, we're gonna do that on the fourth. We're gonna strike on the 12, and we're gonna do a hammer on to 14. The next section, we're gonna do that. So and we're gonna go to 9 of the third string. We're gonna strike one time. We're gonna do a pull off to the 7, and then on the 7th position, we do a slide to the 6, and that is the movement. Then on the 4th string, we're gonna go to 9, 7, and we're gonna strike 7 one more time, and we do a hammer on to the 9th position. Now, next section, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to the 4th on the 4th position on the 3rd string. We're gonna strike one time, hammer on to 5th, and pull off back to 4. Then 7 on the 4th, 4 again on the 3rd, and then 7 on the 4th, 5 and 4. Let's go again. Then 5 on the 5th string, one time, and then strike 5 again, do a slide to the 7th position, and then 7 on the 4th, and slide to 9. That's moving. Let's go one more time with this section, and then we just move forward to the next one. Okay, so the next section. We're going to do that, so we're going to go to, after the 7, slide to 9, we're going to do 14 on the 3rd string, we're going to do a bend, and then we're going to go to 12 on the 2nd string, hammer on to 15, pull off back to 12, hammer on to 15 again, and pull off back to 12. That is the movement. Then 14 again on the 3rd string, and then back again to the 2nd string, 12, hammer on to 15, pull off back to 12, and we just do it one time. Then 14 again on the 3rd, 12 on the B, again hammer on and pull off back to 12, 14, 12, hammer on to 15, and pull off back to 12. We do this last part 3 times. And the last time we do 14, 12 on the G string, on the 3rd string, 14, 12, and then 14 on the 4th string. Let me show you in slow tempo. That's the way. The next section, we're going to do that. It's on the 4th string, we're going to go 12, hammer on to 14, then on the 3rd, we're going to go to 12, back to 14 on the 4th, and then what we're going to do is 14 on the 3rd string, pull off to 12, Then on the 4th string, 14, pull off to 12. On the 5th, 14 again, pull off to 12. And then we're going to go to 10, 12, and 10. That's the movement. Okay, so the next section. We're going to do that. It's pretty simple, kind of hard to explain. We're going to go to the second fret, to the second string and the third string. Everything is going to happen there, and then we're just going to sometimes play on the 4th. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to go to 14 on both strings, the second and the third. We strike both at the same time, and then we do a bend, a release, and then we do bend, release again, and bend, release again. We do it 3 times. Now the third time, we do a pull off to 12 on the third, and 12 on the second string. Then we go 14 on the 4th string, then we go 12 again on the third and on the second, and then 14 again on the second and on the third. That's the movement. Now we're going to strike 14 again, we do a bend, a release, and a pull off to the 12 again. Then 14 on the 4th string, and then 12 on the 3rd. And now the next movement, it's pretty simple. We're going to go 14 on both strings, the second and the third, 12 on the third and on the second, and everything now it's going to happen on the second and on the third string. So it's 14, 12, and then what we're going to do is repeat the same movement again several times. It's 14, we do a bend, a release, and we can go back to 12, and then we just repeat the same movement. Now and the last time we do it, we're going to go to 14 and we're going to do a bend. Let's go one more time. Okay, so after the bend on the 14, we're going to do the following. We're going to do something like that. So after the bend, we're going to do, that's a movement. It's a 14 on the 5th, then 12, 14, then 12 on the 4th, and back to 14 on the 5th. Then we're going to go on the 4th string, 12, 14, 12, and 14 again. Then 12 on the 3rd, back to 14 on the 4th. Then we're going to go 12 on the 3rd, 14 on the 12th, back to 12 on the 3rd, and 14 again on the same string, and then 12 on the B string or the 2nd string, and then 14 on the 3rd. Let's go in slow tempo. And to finish the part, we're going to go to 12 on the 2nd string, 13, pull off to 12, then 13 again, and then we're going to go to 15 and strike it 3 times. Let's go one more time. And the next section, we're going to do that. So it's after the 3 times on the 15 on the 2nd string, we're going to go to the 1st string, strike 12, hammer on to 15, and pull off back to 12. Okay, then 15 again on the 2nd string, and we're going to go back to 12 on the 1st string. We're going to strike it 3 times, and the 4th time we strike it, we do a hammer on to 15 and a pull off back to 12. We're gonna go again to the 15 on the 2nd string and repeat the same thing. 12 on the 1st string 3 times, and the 4th one to hammer on to 15 and pull off back to 12. Let's go one more time. And the last time we do that, we're gonna go to 15, pull off to 13 on the B string, on the second string, then 14 on the third string, 13 on the second, then 15, pull off back to 13 on the second string, and to finish 14 on the third string, 13 on the second string, 15, and then what we're going to do, we're going to strike 15 on the first and on the second string, both at the same time, and we do a bend only with the second string. Alright? Let's go one more time. Okay, so after the first solo, we do a chorus one more time, and then we go to the second solo. With the second solo, we're going to do the following. We're going to do that. So we're going to go to the second string on the, to the second fret on the fourth string. We're going to strike one time, and then second, and we do a pull off, okay? Second, pull off, and the same thing, we strike second again, and we pull off to open string. One more time. And then we do that. We're going to go to second fret of the G string, on the third string, do a bend, and we strike open second string and open first string. After we do that, we go to the third fret on the second string, we do a bend, and then we strike 3 again, we do a bend, a release, and a pull off to the open string. The next movement, we're going to go to the second fret of the third string, hammer on to the third, pull off back to the second, and pull off to the open string. And we're going to go and finish on the second fret of the fourth string. Then we do an harmonic. We're going to go to the fourth position on the G string, on the third string, and we do several bends. We do open the third string, and we finish on the second fret of the fourth. The next movement, we do that. We go to 12 on the fourth, hammer on to 14, and then we go to the second string and the third, and we do strike it twice, both at the same time. Then we strike twice again, and then we strike 4 times, and then twice again. And the next movement, we do that. We go to 14 on the third string, we do a bend, and we do a bar on the 12th of the second and on the first string. We strike 12 of the second, 12 on the first, and then 15 on the B string, and we do a bend. Strike 12 on the first string, 13, we do a bend, and 12 again. And the last movement is going to be 15, bend again. That's the movement. And then we just do the same thing we did before. We do a dead note, we strike it 4 times, and then we strike it again.